Hi, welcome to Aquascaping on the Fly, Living Art Creations. I'm Anthony, your host and your content creator. What have I got for you? I have sitting before me, you can't see them yet, 5 different vessels. Now, I've done a couple of videos recently where I've been referencing a upscale thrift store, consignment store that I went to called Angel's Attic. And I have 2 more of the products from Angel's Attic. Now this one I've been really looking forward to. As you can tell, has this beautiful green patina. This is completely uneven. It has a swirl design on the outside of it. It's not even level. One side is much thicker than the other, but it's a massively thick base. And this one was $13.50, so that puts it at $7 for this one. And this I know is definitely, this is vintage. I don't know how old though. And then this one here, nice little simple, this was $2. But I love the base of it because I thought, okay, that would be a perfect place to put the gravel and then go up from there. So I've got these 2 that are bargain finds. Then, you're not gonna believe it, I found this in the trash. Cute little bottle. It's some type of a liquor from Hawaii. It had this blue film on it. I took it off everywhere I could, except the places where I could not get it off. So this is going to have a nice little color to it as well, which will go along with the first one that I just showed you. So this was free. Then I was at Hobby Lobby picking up some craft materials, and they were having 40% off of their craft glass. So I believe the little jewel off this one came off. I think this one was either $3.50 or $4 for this one. And this one is $1.50. So we can't go wrong there. Now, these are just going to be like one little tiny thing. I'm thinking in these 2 larger ones, I'm going to go with a gravel top on them because I've just finished one build where I put the gravel on top of it. It looks beautiful on the display. I'm going to have these 5 jars sitting on the same display as one combined kind of art install for the terrariums. So I'm going to pick probably one specific plant for this, and then probably the same for this. I might put 2 in there, but I'm not going to go overboard like I normally do, because when I pack too much in there, then I have to go in, they don't do as well, and I'm just shooting myself in the foot for, wasting the plants that I've been growing. And the other 3 little ones, of course, those are tiny, so we're going to put little tiny things in there. So let me get these all clean, get the gravel in them, and we'll go from there. Thanks for joining me. So I've got my drainage layer in, I've got the barrier in, and I've got the soil in. And I'm going to keep this super easy. Now remember, on these 2, I'm going to put a layer of rock over them because I want to leave these open if possible. Now, I don't know if they're going to stay that way, but that's the intent for right now. The one here with the green tint, which I know it's not coming off on camera, it does have a beautiful swirl to it. It's really, really pretty. It's very striking. We're just going to go with the fern, and then I have a little piece of a prayer plant that did not do well in another enclosure, and it doesn't look like it's going to live. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there just in case. So I'm liking the idea of this open concept terrarium. I just don't know how viable it is in the long run. So this is really just kind of like a test. Or an experiment. Here I'm just tamping the soil down. All right, just in case if this wants to grow. Now that leaf is dead. Oh, okay, never mind. I think I just killed the whole thing. All right, we'll try. We'll see. I don't expect this to grow. How about that? Dark Mystery Pilea, I believe. And this is a croton. I thought the coloring on this was going to be really pretty together. Take off these bottom leaves there. Now this croton, I have cut the very top off of it and put it in another terrarium. And that's one easy way of multiplying the plant. And even though I'm using full spectrum grow lights, I'm getting greener leaves, not this beautiful red-green leaf off of my newer ones. Okay. Just made a mess. Now I'm doing this for two reasons. One, I am still battling gnats. So these, I read online where gnats will not lay their eggs on rocks and dry sand. So I've already got, those of you who've watched some of my videos, I had a lot of trouble with my Kong Skull Island, the first terrarium that I did. It was in my fireplace. So I converted it to a terrarium. And as I was building it, I didn't even notice that there were gnats in it until it was too late. And I didn't put a cover over it until I was completely finished. I wasn't prepared at all. My fireplace isn't the kind that has a glass door. And so the battle I was fighting, I was never going to win. Never, ever, ever. And I didn't realize that, though, until literally I took it apart. And then I saw where the real gnats were. I was only seeing surface gnats. There was massive, massive colony inside there. So now I'm trying to switch up and just make sure that I'm not inviting them into other enclosures. Okay. One. Oh, I'm just loving this. Such an unusual shape. And even though I'm using the rock layer as a preventative measure, I think once I get it on the pots that are in the new fireplace enclosure, it really sets the foliage off. I mean, it's really pretty with it. I love the style of fern. I can't remember what that kind of fern is. But it was one of those that came from, Costa Farms. And those, you can pick those up if you're in this, well, basically, I think North America. They ship them to Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot. It's the same product, it's the same price. In my opinion, Home Depot does a little bit better job taking care of their plants than the others do. So that's just my preference. Okay. And now I have my cuttings right here for this one. And I realize this is going to be the worst one of these small containers. It's super narrow. Oh, I can't use it. Oh. I don't know. Maybe I should wait till second. Put this one in first. Because it's bigger. I bought a pot that's even worse than these two are. Only because it was $10. It was on sale. It's huge. Ooh. Oh no. No. Okay. I think I may just have to trust it to put its put its own soil around it. Oh my gosh. What was I thinking? I was thinking, oh, you're so cute. Uh-oh. Well, guess what? Nothing else is going to go in there. Okay. Okay, I'll never do that again. Oh, and now the roots are out again. Okay. Okay. That is all on faith that they will know how to get into their respective areas. All right, let me rinse the other plants off and we're done. This is going to go in the slightly larger bottle. And you notice I'm not even putting moss in these. I've been having trouble with my moss that I can collect here in Texas. Because, you know, if you're not familiar with our weather, we have droughts. And the moss I've been putting in terrariums before has not been doing well. It does not like being wet as much. It's not used to it. Ooh, that just made a mess. And if you're curious about the soil mixture, I have a video out on the channel that's Substrate 101, and it goes into detail why I'm using this particular. Ooh, this plant might be too big. All the way down there. Maybe not. Looks like it. Why am I buying these jars that are so hard? They were on sale, and I just cannot pass up a sale. Okay. Got in there. There we go. Anyway, so there's a substrate video on there, and it's just like 6 minutes long, but it goes into how I put my mix together. And if you're wondering about the hydrogen peroxide water mixture, that's 1 part to 4. So hydrogen peroxide 1, water 4 parts. And I soak all my plants, even if they're coming from my growth chambers, because I know there's gnats in them. Because once you just can't get rid of gnats. I mean, I'm doing the best I can, but they're like impossible. Okay, there's one. Okay. One of my favorites is this jar here. I just love it. I think it's adorable. This kelp Hoya is going to go in there. Okay. On this kelp Hoya, I love it because the leaves have a black outline around them. I think it's so unusual. It's almost too big. Okay, I promise I'm not doing this to myself anymore. Just, oh dear. Plant may already be too big. These are kind of thick. So I'm going to take, there we go. And these seem to be a slow grower, which is that's in my favor. Because I think this will be adorable in here. Okay. Oh, I just don't want to mess it up. Oh, yes. Okay, just don't get hardly any bigger. Come on. All right, let me put these in their display so you guys can see what that's going to look like. Okay, so what you're looking at now is the studio wall. You can see I've got a couple of empty tanks that are one of my next projects coming out for an aquascape. But here is the, oh, and if you haven't seen it yet, the terrarium on the left, that is a Art Deco etched antique punch bowl that I turned into an open concept. That light fixture above it with the bark, that's totally recycled. I didn't pay for anything of that. I already had all the materials, so I can give you a better look at that. It's got 3 spotlights. They're hidden behind the logs, and they're on a timer. And there's also a video on my channel that how I built the display. So here you are, you're looking at, hopefully, I've got like a couple more builds that I would add to this, but this is how the display setup is going to go. So to your extreme right, with the one with this saran wrap on the top of it, because I haven't found the lid for it yet, that's my vertical slim. That's one of the first terrariums I built. And then you have the 5 that we just did, and they are being balanced in this twig system. So I have this branch here that goes all the way over there, curves around behind this bowl, matches the same wood that are the sticks I used here in this build. And then here is a one terrarium from a project I called Thrift flip terrariums, where I went to a thrift store and found the cheapest thing. My budget was $3. That's one of my budget builds. And so now you've got, here's the 5. So the open concept, the 2 closed ones, another open concept, and then the slim that's on the back side. So I love it because I was able to use wood that I have found while I was out walking. I've been looking for a place to be able to display mini terrariums as a collection. And so that's what I'm doing here. So the whole part about this is a concept with bigger rocks and pebbles, and these are just a smaller version. I do have some smaller rocks that I'm going to add to these too to balance this whole theme out. But I think it looks really, really awesome. I haven't seen anything like this. Most people just line them up on a shelf. That's not me though. Got to be a little flair, got to be a little artistic. Let's see if we can get you closer. There you go. And they're just balanced right there. My whole point was to have the twigs with greenery in amongst them, making them look like the dead branch is actually alive. So now you know my secret. Oh, so here's the etched punch bowl. It's one of my favorites. I just love that build. It looks so amazing. But let me back out just a little bit. You can get the one look. Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're so inclined, please subscribe. That means that to telling YouTube to push channels like mine out there to a larger audience. My channel is only 3 months old. And then also comments. I read my comments. I answer my comments. I love the fact that we're building a community on my channel, and it's a bunch of people talking about things that they're trying out, and I love that. I've already gotten some really good advice just from people commenting on my videos. So anyway, that's for your consideration. You guys have a great evening, and thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.